Hey third graders, Mr. Bell here. Alright, let's get started on our next project. And it's that time of year, Valentine's Day's coming up, so we're going to do a Valentine's project. And this is the love poster. Notice the block letters here, how they overlap, the heart in the middle. Okay, and notice how there's two different colors, because when the heart overlaps the letter, it makes new shapes. So make sure that you don't want to have like red next to red. Make sure you have a different color inside the different shapes. Different color, different color, different color, different color, and same down here. On mine, I did make mine match at the corners. So this orange background matches the orange background in that corner. Yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, blue, red, red, purple, purple. So pink, pink. You can do that if you want to. You don't have to, but it looks kind of neat when it matches at the corners. So that might be something you want to do. Maybe not. Maybe you want each section to have a different design in the background and a different design inside these. They don't have to match from the corners if you don't want them to. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So what you're going to need to do is this is a tag board. So it's, thicker than regular paper. That's the best to paint on. If you don't have that and you don't have paints, then you're going to want to use a regular sheet of paper. And you'll be tracing everything, all your lines with marker, and then coloring with crayon in the background. So you'll have to do it a little differently than this. But let's go ahead and get started. All right. Get the tag board, and I'm going to fold it into fourths. So you'll need to fold it twice. All right. And one more time. The fold doesn't have to be perfect. Just match up the corners the best that you can. Open it up. And we're doing this so you can find the middle easily. You can use a ruler and measure instead of folding if you want, but that's a lot quicker because you need to find these two lines right here. All right. And I'm just going to go across these lines with a pencil to divide these fourths up so you can see it better. Kind of went off the line there a little bit. Redo that part. All right, there we go. And we need to make the shape for the heart. You can draw it if you want, or if you want to get it looking really symmetrical, so the left side and the right side look exactly the same, then you'll want to do this. You'll want to cut a heart out and trace it. So here's how you do that. I got a piece of construction paper here, and I'm folding this in half, and I'm going to draw half of a heart on the folded side. So make sure it opens on one side and then the folded. Pay attention where the folded side is, because that's where you're going to draw half of your heart. And you have to think about, how big you want your heart to be. So if you fold your paper in half twice, this part here where you have the fourths, think about, okay, I want my heart to be that tall. All right, so keep that measurement. Come over here, and then you can sketch it out. And then keep it folded and cut. And you don't want your heart too small, because that's a big sheet of paper. Alright, lay this down here. Open up your heart. See, it has line of symmetry. It's a mirror image. Alright, and lay it down. And we have these lines here, so you can put the point of the heart at the bottom right on that line, and then look for this V shape in there and make sure that's, and see if it's about an equal amount of space. And if you need to move it up, make sure it lines up. All right. Hold it down and trace it. Take your time on that tracing part. Keep your pencil vertical like this and trace it. It won't go underneath by accident. Alright, there we go. Part's all traced. Now it is time for the letters. Now you can do block letters, those have corners, or you can do, you know, bubble letters where they're curvier. It's totally up to you. You decide what kind of lettering you want to do. So I'm going to do bubble letters on this one. And it's always best to sketch it out really lightly first. There's the L. Once it looks, well, I did really good on that first try. So now I can go over it a little darker. And the heart here too, that's a little light. Okay, now I'm going to do the O. I'm going to try to make it the same height, about the same width, as close as I can. There's the O and the inside part. And how big I make the inside part depends on how thick I want it to be. I really want it to be about as thick as this. So that's a little skinny, and I could leave it, it's fine. But if you want to be a little more exact, then I really need to make that a little smaller. Now the thickness of this O is a little closer to that. It probably could have gone even a little smaller, but that's fine. Now the V, I'm going to sketch it out really lightly. Make sure all your letters go into the heart a little bit. I'm looking at how thick this is. I'm going to try to get it similar. I'm going to have to erase a little bit because it didn't really come out that good the first time. And get rid of the parts that you don't need. The eraser's for draw, erase, redraw, so it looks correct, so it looks good enough for you. There we go. Fix this part up here. Some days I can get the letters all in one go, other times I need to erase and redraw a bunch. But that's okay. Nobody's perfect. And the E. There we go. Fix this little part here and make this a little curvier up here. There we go. L-O-V-E. All right. Now, once you have this part finished, then you want to start thinking about, well, what kind of patterns and designs do I want to have in there? I put dots in the background and stripes inside. You can do something totally different. You can even do patterns in your letters if you want to. So let me see. I think I'm going to do some diagonal lines in the background. If you have a ruler, you know, you can use the ruler and really get them straight. If that's something you would like to do. I'm just going to freehand mine. Jump over, try to line it up the best that I can. Right. And I could do diagonal lines in here too. I could do diagonal lines behind here. I could do something totally different back here. But I am actually going to see. This comes over here a little bit. I'm going to connect these and make them go diagonal this way. There we go. Maybe I should use the ruler. That's okay. And all right, close enough. And gonna make some diagonal lines in this one too. There we go, and that one over there. way. I probably should have started in the middle first to make sure these match up. All right. That one goes there. That one goes to here. All right. Now really look at it carefully. Jump over. And this one will go here. And there we go. There's my pattern in the back of the heart and the letters. And now it's time for the pattern that I'm going to put inside the heart. So, let's think. Oh, I have an idea. I'm going to put little X's and O's in here. XOXO, because X, whoops, messed up. XOXO, that means hugs and kisses, so symbolizes. Well, my grandmother always put XOXO on the letters to my brother and I. And she said it was hugs and kisses. So, there we go. And now the corners don't have to match. I've just decided that's what I want to do. I like it that way. You might want to do yours a little differently. Okay, now I am ready to get my crayons and decide what colors I am going to trace. My letters, my heart, trace these little symbols, trace the lines, even these lines. Everything is going to get traced. So let's take a look. I'm going to trace the heart. I'm going to trace this red. And maybe I'll come down here and make it match on this side. And thinking about what color I'm going to trace those parts, and then the parts inside. So there's a lot of different colors I could choose, so that's what I'm going to work on right now. Okay, I have all my pencil lines traced except for this one right here. Very carefully. Taking my time. I spent all this time working on this. I don't want to mess it up at the very end when I trace these two lines down the middle. Now I am ready to start painting. So I have to think about what colors I'm going to paint inside each of these sections. And notice I did cold colors here and cold colors here and warm colors here and warm colors here. You don't have to divide yours up that way, but I thought it would look really good. So here we go. Time to start painting. Got my water. Got some paints. And now I am ready to start. All right. So I have these two corners all painted. Yellow, orange, pink, red. Yellow, orange, pink, red. Now I'm ready to do some cold colors in these two corners. All right. Here we go. I'm just finishing up the cold colors and all done. All right. There you go. That's all there is to it. You decide what your pattern's going to be, what color scheme you're going to use, and you all have a good time with this. Let me get this centered in there so you can see a few examples. All right? Okay. We'll see y'all later. Can't wait to see your love poster. All right? Have fun with it. Bye-bye.